Hey, welcome to another episode of Main Street Sports Extra. We're here with Coach Aaron Portell from the St. Pius X Lady Lancers basketball team. How you doing, Coach?
Doing well.
Great, great, great. We'll give you a recap of last season a little bit here. 20-5 on the season. You guys were 4-1 in the conference. Took second place last season. You are currently 7-2, correct? This going into tonight, is that right?
Yeah, at this moment we're 7-2.
All right. You fell to Cuba in the quarterfinals last season. You lost four graduates. Is that correct?
Yeah, we lost four seniors,
Okay.
just one starter.
Okay. And your big commit to Missouri S&T, AJ Eggers, led the way last season in scoring, assists, and steals. Angelina Johnson had 144 rebounds. Before we get started here, let us know the status of AJ at this point right now, because we know that she's been injured.
Yeah, in the third game of the season against Seckman, she came down on somebody's ankle when she went in for a layup. It looked like a pretty severe sprain. She was in a boot for a little bit. She got out of the boot just this week and was doing some workouts, some jogging, light jogging, and she's kind of had a setback. She had some real intense pain, so they actually wanted to go and have her get an X-ray done. So it may be worse than a sprain. We're going to find out in a day or two.
All right, appreciate that. For the folks watching, give us maybe a little background on yourself. We know that you're a 94 graduate of Pius. In addition to basketball, you also coach soccer. You teach science for the Lancers. Tell us about your journey from St. Pius as a student to St. Pius as the coach and teacher now.
Well, it was a pretty long journey, I guess. It wasn't planned at all. Went to Blackburn College after high school. Played college and soccer at Blackburn College. I just knew I wanted to coach, and at that time you had to have a teaching degree. So I got my teaching degree in physical education and also in biology, which I teach here at Pius now. When I got out of college, I actually went in and taught a year at Kingston. I was actually their coach for 2 years. There was a new basketball program. I think I took over the second year of the basketball program. Had some growing pains there, but it was probably a good place for me to start as a new head coach at a new program. So I lasted there 2 years, and then I came over in 2003, I believe it was, at Pius. They had a freshman boys position open up. So I came over and started coaching at freshman boys and just kind of worked my way up to JV boys. And then, I ended up, I think, 2006 being both the varsity boys and varsity girls coach. Did that for 6 years before I just decided to focus on the girls.
Well, there you go. Appreciate that. What keeps you motivated to continue to coach basketball and other sports?
I think it's just my competitiveness. The losses still hurt. The wins are still extremely enjoyable. So, I just really enjoy the competition of it. And then working with the kids, I'm a teacher at heart, and, I enjoy being in the classroom. I enjoy watching the kids be successful, on the court and on the field as well. So just being around the kids and watching them grow and develop is just, it's rewarding.
All right, it's great. It's great. What is the most rewarding aspect of the job for you?
Again, just the growth of the players within the 4 years. Watching somebody like AJ come in as a freshman and then just seeing her continue to develop and grow as a player and as a person, and having a chance now to get her education paid for because of basketball. That's pretty rewarding.
Is there a mentor or someone who's helped you along the way develop your interest in coaching?
Yeah, I think I got a soccer mentor and also a basketball mentor. Gary Cook came in as the coach at Mineral Area College. Came in my senior year. I had four different coaches throughout my high school career at Pius. Gary Cook came in my senior year, just really focused on a defensive philosophy that I just really bought into. Really enjoyed defense of the game. So he kind of really impacted me. And then on the soccer side, Dan Boken, of course, a Hall of Fame soccer coach. He just was just a great influence on my life at that time as well.
It's great. It's great. Let's move on to your team here a little bit. What are some things that you're emphasizing right now with your team, early practice sessions, and these non-conference games right now at this point?
Again, I like our defensive effort. I think we really get after it defensively. offensively, we got to focus on some things. With AJ being out, we missed so much of what she brings to the table for us offensively. We're going to have to get back in there. We're taking a week off of practice. We don't play until the 4th. So girls got the exams this week. So we're going to get back at it at the Christmas. But when we come back, we're going to focus on changing things offensively on what we're going to do because we may be without AJ for a little longer than what we expected. So our focus is going to be on the offensive end when we get back.
Well, as a fan of AJ, I'll say get well soon, right?
Yeah.
No doubt, no doubt. Who's your assistant coach right now, and what's their
Uh,
role right now?
Yeah, Tori Abashan, she's the assistant coach. She, head coach for the JV. It's just the two of us doing the coaching in the program. Hopefully, my goal is to have her groomed as a potential replacement for me, and when that time comes.
Awesome, awesome. Name some up and coming athletes who may be poised to have a breakout season for you this year.
Again, Riley Capozzo, just being a sophomore, she's going to continue to develop. She's off to a great start, but she's got a lot of potential. I look at a junior Colleen Flanagan, who's been playing varsity since a freshman. With AJ being out, she's kind of stepped up and did well, increased her kind of role of a much needed score. Um, Got freshman Katie Rakers. You know, she's getting some playing time for me. I see her as she's extremely athletic. I see her in the next couple of years of being a real contributor.
That's great. That's great. Who does your team look to for leadership, and why is it AJ?
Again, we got two seniors, Peyton Baker and AJ. Those are our team captains along with Colleen Flanagan. Um, but Peyton's kind of a quieter person. AJ's on the court. She plays with so much enthusiasm. It's easy for the kids to kind of look into that and just follow along. AJ's doing this. We can do this. We're going to play hard for AJ and Peyton. So there's two really good seniors that bring a lot of leadership.
Do you feel at this point, not having AJ at this point, your team's responded without her on a high level?
Yes, we have. We could have did one or two things. That first game against Valley Catholic, I think it was the next day. We could have just felt sorry for ourselves and what are we going to do? And the girls just responded well. And then we won three in a row without her, and then we lost to a good Lutheran South team, and probably stunned Herky a little bit by competing so hard, and should have actually, in my mind, won that game. We kind of let that get away from us. So the girls are playing well without AJ, and I think it's going to make the team a much better team by the time districts get here. Right now before AJ, um, the girls are kind of with AJ. The girls are kind of looking at her to do all the scoring. Now with her gone, people are starting to develop more roles that I think are going to help us when we get to that playoff time.
Great, great. What do you feel like right now are some of your strengths for your team this year?
Again, I with it being such a weird summer, not being able really to do much at all. There was, and then with me coaching boys soccer, and then when I first got back after 2 weeks of soccer, with 2 weeks in the basketball season, I was still coaching soccer. So I haven't been with the girls at all. And then when I get back, we have to go into quarantine. So I think we practiced 3 practices with me being there before we
Oh,
played our
wow.
first game against St. Paul. So again, defensive has always been my strong point, my focus. If we can really get after it and cause turnovers and easy transition off turnovers, for points, that's we're going to be a better team if we can. The more we can do that. So that's really been what I'm most proud of right now is just our defensive effort.
Do you normally at this point, even at this early in the season, do you put out team goals and expectations that you want to ultimately achieve at the end of the season?
We have two goals basically every year, and that's to win a conference championship. We've it's kind of been Herky and Grandview's the last 4 years, and we kind of want that back. So we're hoping we can get that this year, but that's we always want to be the best in our conference, and then we always want to try and get to that district championship game and just see what goes on from there. Which I think we have a good shot at that this year as well.
There you go. There you go. Looking at your schedule, looking forward here, are there any dates and possibly teams that stand out for you as important tests for your team?
Yeah, after last week's loss to Herky by 5 or 6 points, we played them in early January, hoping to have AJ back by then, and so I got that one circled on my calendar there. And the players as well. They were after that game. They were looking forward to playing them in early January.
Awesome. So going to finish up here, got a couple more questions here, more on the personal level here, Size. But reliable sources are saying that you have a small zoo between your classroom and home. Is that correct?
That's probably correct. Yeah.
So yeah, what kind of? Go ahead, elaborate on that if you would.
Again, I teach biology, so I have lots of animals in my classroom. I have an iguana, I have a bearded dragon, I got rats, I got mice. I teach an animal behavior class, so we actually teach rat and mice to play basketball. They got to pick up a little ball and put it in the basket. So I have rats and mice. I have a snake. So all that's in my classroom, and then at home I breed Labradors. So I got 4 labs. My wife's a cat lover, so we got 3 cats inside the house as well. So it is a small zoo.
Yeah. Final question for you here. It's more on the COVID side. Obviously, we were kind of knocked down to limited amount of contact with players, with the team and whatnot during the summer, and wanted to see if there's anything you picked up during the summer that helped you get through that little phase of being isolated.
Yeah, I mean, early in I think it was early March or late February that we actually got sent home from school and had to do online classes the rest of the way. So I had a lot of downtime, not being in the classroom, not being able to practice. They canceled the spring sports. So I got a lot of stuff remodeling done at the house. I'm kind of a hands-on guy.
Nice.
So my wife had a list of stuff, and we just kept putting it off because I didn't have the time. So we got a lot of stuff done at the house that we wanted to do. I actually buy foreclosures. I try to do one every couple of years and renovate those and sell those. So me and my brother-in-law, we bought one in April. And just about ready to put it on the market here. Hopefully a couple more weeks have that done. So I spent most of my summer down there working on this house.
Well, there you go. Shameless plug right here. Sell it right here on Livestream STL, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Awesome. I love that you're doing that, keeping yourself busy and whatnot. And we appreciate you catching up with us. And good luck to you down the road. I'm sure we'll catch up throughout the season.
Hey, I appreciate the interview.
Thanks, Coach.